What's up, everybody? This is George Assasin, bringing you another Assassin's Weekend Review Podcast for the WWC. Uh, really good pay-per-view put on by Anarchy this week. We'll go over that. Carnage, we'll talk about that too. I'd like to give a big thank you out to D-Rod for giving me an opportunity to do this. Without the WWC, wouldn't be possible, so a big thank you to him. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Wolfpack Juice Boxes, Asylum Healthcare. There's another one in my mind, just went completely blank. You know who you are. Big thank you to all my sponsors this week. Pretty good pay-per-view put on by Anarchy this week. Had one controversial match, but the CEO handled that pretty well. We'll go over that. Start off the pay-per-view for WWC this week. We had D-Rod, the CEO, come out and flap his gums for a few minutes about this and that. He's lucky I'm even doing a podcast review on his Anarchy show this week after saying that the podcast he gives 3 out of 10 stars. You may want to take a look at the WWC. I don't know. He's, like I said, podcast generous enough to still do a review on WWC this week. Anarchy, like I said, though, I give Anarchy Eve of Destruction pay-per-view was actually really good. A lot of things went on. A lot of things happened. We'll go over that. Start the night off, like I said, D-Rod, he come out and flapped his gums for a few minutes about nonsense, pretty much. Normal CEO D-Rod, Howboyness. But we finally got past that. First match of the night was a tag team match between Colossal Connection and Tons of Funk. Tons of Funk's tag team title rematch. Tons of Funk walks away with a W, regains their tag titles, takes momentum away from Colossal Connection. Be interesting to see who wins another rematch for the tag titles when they face each other again. So congratulations to Tons of Funk on that W. Next match of the night, we had David Fulton versus Vane for the United States title. I was looking for David Fulton to retain this because he's been pretty good at holding people off. He's been on a roll. I think he was undefeated actually up till this match. Vane comes in, picks up the W over David Fulton, and is the new U.S. champ. I don't think David Fulton's going to take this too lightly, though. We'll have to see what comes from this in the rematch. Like I said, I think David Fulton was undefeated. He was on a pretty good hot streak. For Vane to come in and just take that belt from him, I'm pretty sure David Fulton ain't going to take that laying down. Again, we'll have to wait and see what happens in the rematch. So congratulations to Vane on winning that match. Next match of the night, we had James Alden versus Haikiri. Now, Haikiri, this was for the $1 million title. Now, Haikiri has defended this title 3 or 4 times in a row. And to me, I never thought he was going to lose this belt because it just seemed impossible for anybody to take it from him. But it was a surprise. James Autumn comes into this match, surprises me, and picks up the W against Haikiri and becomes a new $1 million champ. Now, I can probably pretty much guarantee Haikiri's not going to take this land down. He's going to come back, probably put on a fight that James Autumn hasn't seen yet to try to regain his $1 million title. Like I said, Haikiri's held this belt for a very, very long time. But congratulations to James Autumn. Very impressive to come in and take Haikiri out and win the $1 million belt. So congratulations to him. Next match of the night, we had Nerd versus the WWC Originals, which consists of D-Rod, Donnie Havoc, and Wick Villa. From what I'm hearing, this was just a one-night thing. How Donnie is considered an original, the podcast doesn't understand that. But it is what it is. Why they attacked Nerd or wanted a match with Nerd, I guess it's just to prove the originals are better than everybody else. Not sure. But they come in this match and pretty much just took out Nerd. The originals picks up the W in that match. Like I said, it's supposedly supposed to be a one-night thing of those three coming together, but we all know WWC. I don't think it's over. I'm sure we'll see him again down the line somewhere. I mean, how many times have we seen NWO? 3 or 4 times. So I don't know. I don't think it's over myself here at the podcast. Next match of the night, we had Tater versus Graham versus Shane in a tables match for the Fusion title. First match was a bit controversial. Some people say that the table didn't break by anybody touching it. Some people said both people touched the table and it broke. It was just a whole lot of controversy in that match, but D-Rod stepped in and restarted the match to make it fair. The second match actually ended on a clean note as Tater Tot powerbombs Grimm through the table. So Tater Tot picks up the W and is your new Fusion champion. Again, that was, had to restart the match. Smart. I mean, to me, everybody says making guys fighting more than one match like that, but it was a fair thing to do. All 3 guys had to do a second match, so that's just my opinion. I think Shane Williams brought up the same point in chat, which is where I'm pulling off of too. Shane made a lot of sense, that it wasn't just one guy that had to go fight another match. It was all 3 of them, and the second match was actually fair. So Tater Tot picks up the W and is your new Fusion champion. Immediate following that match, we had a promo from Third Gunman where he called out Master Funk. Master Funk attacks Third for some reason. Third pretty much wasn't having that. Takes out Funk in this failed attempt, and Third makes his statement about whatever, you don't come in the ring, interrupt me, and pretty much beats Funk's butt. Not sure where that's going to lead. Next match of the night, we had Alex Cage versus Tater Tot for the Cruiserweight title. Not sure if Tater Tot was tired from the two matches he had to have for the Fusion title or what, but Alex Cage comes in and picks up the W over Tater Tot, and Alex Cage is your new cruiserweight title holder. Not sure if Tater's going to even ask for a rematch, being he's a new Fusion title. Fusion title, he has a little bit more to deal with now. There's a lot of people after that title. Not saying that the cruiserweight title isn't sought after either, but I think the Fusion title has a little bit more meaning. So it would be interesting to see what Tater Tot does there. And congrats again to Alex Cage for picking up that W. We had a break in action. Again, apparently there was an attack going on backstage or something, and the cameras jumped to the back, and we seen Rogan takes out Demon Dwayne, slams him up against the wall, and walks off. Another camera shoots over, and it shows Middle Fingers attacking Dallas Havoc for some reason, but D-Rod intervenes and helps Dallas Havoc out. Not real sure why Middle Fingers would be attacking Dallas Havoc. I guess Dallas was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Luckily D-Rod come in and stopped the attack. But then D-Rod got word that there was a brawl breaking out in the middle of the ring, so the cameras jumped back to the ring, and it showed Turp attacking Third Gunman in the ring. Not real sure why Turpentine was attacking Third Gunman, but again, that could be Third was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Turpentine pretty much was stomping Third Gunman in the middle of the ring. But then Pee Wee Tyler runs out and intervenes, backs Turp off. Looks like maybe, for a second there that Turp was about to get jumped by Pee Wee and Third Gunman, but for some reason Pee Wee turns on Third Gunman, knees him to the gut, and from what is being called the punch heard around the world, takes and punches Third Gunman and knocks him out. Not sure why the Pee Wee turned on Third Gunman. These two guys have been friends a long time in the WWC. Not sure if Middle Fingers maybe is getting in Pee Wee's head, or Pee Wee's just finally done so many drugs that his brain is just mush now, or what. But Pee Wee intervenes and takes out Third Gunman, and just walks out of the ring, just leaves the ring and just walks off and leaves Third Gunman in the ring. So it'd be interesting to see if anything transpires from this. They're on separate shows. Why Carnage was even in the Anarchy Arena that night is a mystery. But Carnage made their statement. Pee Wee turns on his best friend Third Gunman. Been a lot of social media tension between those two the past few days. It'd be a thing to see what happens from this. Just have to keep our eyes peeled to WWC to see how that transpires. Next match of the night, we had probably my favorite match of the night, or was going to be my favorite match of the night. It wasn't really much of a match. Was Dead Man Walking versus Donnie Havoc for the Twitch Live title. I really had high hopes for this match, that it was going to be a blockbuster. It wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't the type of match that the podcast was hoping it would be. Dead Man Walking is still undefeated in WWC as he picks up the W over Donnie Havoc and retains his Twitch Live title. I have gotten word that Dead Man Walking is considering on relinquishing his Twitch Live title to move up in the ranks to get a shot at a better title. This hasn't been confirmed yet, podcast is still waiting to hear something about that. I mean, Twitch Live belt is like the lowest belt in WWC. Why Dead Man Walking is wanted to hold on to it this long is beyond me. When he is on the road that he's on, when he could be going for the world title or even the U.S. title. So that's going to be interesting to see on his decision right now. You know, if he does drop the Twitch Live title, all I know is the world title holder, U.S. title holder may want to be watching out, because Dead Man Walking is probably the best guy on the roster in WWC right now. Again, we'll have to keep an eye on that. If I hear word on his decision, I'll make sure to post it on social media. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Next match of the night was probably the best match of the night. It was a elimination chamber match for the world title between Captain Ryan, Ziggy, Creed, Must, Master Funk, and Master Flex. Really good match. Funk was actually one of the early guys. He was the one that had the most to lose, because he come in as the world title champ, the Anarchy world title champ. But somehow, Master Funk lasted the entire match. There were some close calls. There was a couple times I thought Funk was going to be out of it, but he somehow pulled it out and comes away with the W in a 6-man elimination chamber and retained his WWC world title. Big win by Funk. I wasn't expecting him to retain, because usually in these type of matches, when the world title holder comes in, he usually doesn't walk out with it. But Funk surprised me in this one, probably surprised a lot of people, and retains his title in probably the best match of the night. So congratulations on Funk on retaining. Again, it's going to be interesting to see what happens between Funk and Third Gunman. While Third Gunman called out Master Funk, it's going to be interesting to see what that's all about. What's the Anarchy Commissioner and GM going to do about Carnage invading and taking out their superstars like they did? What's going to become of Third Gunman and Pee Wee now that Pee Wee's lost his mind? Will Shane go after his Fusion title rematch, or will he want to move up in the rankings? That's another thing we got to look at. I've heard rumors of that he's going to drop his rematch clause and go up in the ranks for another belt. David Fulton versus Vane rematch. That's going to be a good one. We got tag title rematches. That's going to be another good one. A lot of things to look forward to in the WWC. A lot of things need to be answered. Like I said, with Third and Pee Wee makeup, or will there end up being some sort of arrangements made for them two to square off in the ring? Third's got a lot against him right now. He's got Funk now after Funk being beat down by Third in the ring, and then you got Pee Wee attacking Third. Third's got a lot going on right now. Not sure the situation with Wolfpack, but I know Third leads Wolfpack now on Anarchy. Haven't heard anything about any signings for Wolfpack on Anarchy. Be interesting. That's another thing. Be interesting to see if Anarchy can hold up, and if Wolfpack can hold up in Anarchy or not. It's pretty weak right now. Again, great pay-per-view by Anarchy. one controversial match, but the CEO made it right, restarted the match to make it fair, had a fair outcome. So really the only hiccup that night, other than Carnage invading, taking out some Anarchy superstars. So again, really good EVA Destruction pay-per-view by Anarchy. Really fun to watch. So kudos to D-Rod and Donnie on that pay-per-view. Really entertaining. We'll move on to Carnage now. I was told not to even review Carnage this week due to the circumstances. The week before this card, I think this might have been Carnage's pay-per-view, actually. There wasn't no official announcement on a pay-per-view name or anything, so I don't have that information. I know last week before this card, Wick and Nerd was sent on vacation. I know they was in Miami for a week. I know Nerd picked up a new girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever it is. He was pretty distracted. I think hers or his name was Brittany. I think Wick was having a hard time keeping Nerd in check. Not sure what was going on there. I don't know what happened to Nerd. Somebody must have been slipping Mickey's in his drinks or something. But he was pretty, from what we understand, Nerd was pretty much in love with Brittany. Not real sure to deal with that. I think they may be still talking over social media. I'm not sure. But again, that's Nerd's business. If he wants to be with Brittany or not. Wick done everything he could to try to keep him away from her, but I guess he was sneaking out of the hotel rooms at night or whatever. But anyways, they were sent on vacation, and Gears of Kai and Tyler was made interim GMs for the show, which was supposed to be, I think, their pay-per-view, which is one we're going to go over. Not real sure if I can even say I enjoyed this show. Under the circumstances, from the podcast point of view, it was a waste of time. Really should have never even had a Carnage show this week. I mean, if the commissioner and GM was on vacation, then the show should have been on vacation. But that wasn't the case, and the show went on with interim GMs. We'll go over their card now. First match of the night, we had Pee Wee versus Cobalt for the Tormented title. Cobalt walks away with a W in this one over Pee Wee, which is not any surprise there. Cobalt been on a pretty good roll lately. Pee Wee sucks, so easy win by Cobalt. Next match of the night, we had what was called the Mega Powers, Rogan and Mr. Havoc versus Jalen and Ace J. Seeing Rogan and Mr. Havoc tag up was a pretty cool thing. That's the only thing I liked about this show tonight was that. But Jalen and Ace J was just a little bit too much for them, and they pick up the W over the Mega Powers. Next match of the night was a fan favorite, Jody B versus the leader of Asylum, Dread Havoc. I was in a way hoping Jody B would pick up a win over Dread Havoc, but Dread Havoc was just a little bit too much for Jody B, and Dread Havoc walks away with a W in this one. Asylum making an impact there. Next match of the night, we had Crusher versus Matt. Matt walks away with a W in this one over Crusher. Probably match of the night was this tag team rematch between the Staniaks and Middle Fingers with Terp ringside. The last match these two teams had was just as good as this one. Really, really good tag team match. Like I said, this is probably the only match that was worth a damn on this card was the tag team match. Terp did interfere 4 or 5 times. That did cost the Staniaks a possible win. Speculation. But regardless of Terp interfering, Middle Fingers retained their titles in the title rematch over the Staniaks, so congrats to Middle Fingers on that. Next match of the night, we had the Wolfpack, LA Nerd and 3rd Street versus this new Carnage NWO that was formed, which consists of Kai, Tinku, and Pee-wee. That's all we need is another NWO in the WWC, but it's happened. We got Gears, Tinku, and Pee-wee now as Carnage NWO. Not real sure how impressive that's going to be. Pee-wee is about the only one, and I hate to say this, but Pee-wee's about the only one on that group that has any talent. I think record-wise, it was brought up that Pee-wee has the better record out of the 3. So it'd be interesting to see where this new NWO goes. But they did what they come in to do, and they picked up the W over the Wolfpack in this match. I'm not congratulating them. I don't like the NWO, so they pick up the W in that one. Probably my biggest complaint about this whole card was this 20-man rumble for the Carnage World title. Why would you have a match for the Carnage World title knowing that there's a 99% chance that the guy holding the title at the time is not going to retain? Didn't make any sense to me on this match, but it happened. Oh well. But congratulations to Matt. He did pick up the win and is your new Carnage World Champ. So congratulations to Matt on that. That's pretty much the Carnage card for the night. Like I said, I don't see where this card should even been made, where Carnage even had a show when the actual commissioner and GM was sent on vacation. I think the show should have just been canceled and wait for them to take back control. But again, like I said, the show was assigned 2 interim GMs. Not impressed on the card. Like I said, there was 1 or 2 matches that was good, but other than that, next time Carnage, if this happens, just don't have a show. Podcast is not impressed. Not a whole lot to bring news-wise, rumor-wise, or anything from WWC this week. Only thing I got is Firetrap Matt joins the Wolfpack. Big pickup by the Wolfpack. Not sure if it's like a revolving door or what, but seems like when somebody wins a championship belt, Wolfpack's the place to be. So good job, Wolfpack, for picking up Matt. Only other thing I got to bring up from WWC is this week is that Pee-wee Tyler sucks and should watch his back. It's the only information that I got. Not sure what that means, so all I can say is Pee-wee, watch your back. Guess we'll see if something stems from that or not. So that's your card, your EVA Destruction pay-per-view, and your Carnage card for WWC this week. Let's move on to my ratings this week. I'm going to have to give Anarchy 5 stars for their Evil Destruction pay-per-view. Other than the one match that was controversial, the CEO made right and had a rematch immediately, which turned out to be clean. A lot happened. Carnage invades. Third Gunman beats the crap out of Funk. Funk retains his title in a 6-man elimination chamber. A lot of good stuff went on Anarchy this week. Kept my attention. Really enjoyable. So Anarchy pay-per-view for me this week at the podcast gets 5 stars. Carnage, on the other hand, I'd rather step in shit this week. Really not impressed. Carnage, all I say is good job, Gears and Tyler, on your 2 stars this week. I know Wick and Nerd to be really impressed with y'all. Podcast only gives Carnage 2 stars this week. Like I said, if you send the backbone of the show on vacation, don't have a show. It just shouldn't happen. You don't throw 2 people that don't have a damn clue at what's going on the past few weeks in rankings or anything to fill in a card for a show. For one, that just breaks any momentum people have. 2, it just screws up the rankings. 3, it just makes the show look bad, as it did this week. So the podcast gives Carnage 2 stars this week. Hopefully they can bring it this coming up week and make something out of what happened this following week. So again, Anarchy 5 stars, Carnage 2 stars. That's podcast ratings for them this week. Move on to awards. Your Anarchy biggest loser this week has to be Donnie Havoc losing to Dead Man Walking, in my opinion. To me, that was one of the podcast matches to watch that night. Donnie Havoc finally gets a title shot and fails, which he did have to face Dead Man Walking, the hottest guy in WWC right now, on Anarchy. So congratulations to Donnie on being the biggest loser this week. I'll have to give my biggest winner to Master Funk. 6-man elimination chamber match, entering the match early, lasting the whole match, retaining his title. I mean, there's no other choice for biggest winner from the podcast this week than Master Funk, so congratulations to him. I'll have to give the You Tried Award to Nerd Nerfer this week. Not sure why I put Nerd Nerfer on Anarchy this week. I think. Well, anyway, that's a error on my part. I guess if I had to give the You Tried Award for Anarchy, it would have to probably be David Fulton losing to Vane. For him to be on the impressive streak that he's been on, to come in and try and take out Vane and failing at it. So yeah, I guess this week on Anarchy, David Fulton gets my You Tried Award. Sorry about the mess up there. Now my Carnage biggest loser, I'm going to have to give to Jody B. This guy just needs to pick up one win, I think, to finally get on track. And right now he's just struggling. As he lost to Dread Havoc. So yes, my Carnage biggest loser this week on in WWC Carnage is Jody B. My biggest winner, I'm going to have to give to Matt. Although I didn't like the match. He does survive the 20-man Rumble and wins the world title. So congratulations congratulations to Matt on being the biggest winner on Carnage this week. I'm going to have to give my You Tried award to Pee Wee Tyler. He tried to take out Cobalt. Not real sure what's going on with you lately, but Cobalt just kind of whooped your butt this week. But I give you a valiant effort. You tried. So my You Tried award winner for Carnage this week is Pee Wee Tyler. Again, sorry about the Anarchy mess up, but the You Tried for Anarchy goes to David Fulton. So that's my awards for Anarchy this week. My WWC Cowboy Award goes to Gears and Tyler this week. You guys stunk it up big time this week. You guys should have just declined even attempting to make a card for this show this week. I know you two have added a lot in Twitter chat, blaming it on each other, when there isn't nobody to blame but both of you. Podcast thought the Carnage show was pretty much crap. Lucky we even did a review on it. But we felt like if we was going to do an Anarchy review, we needed to go ahead and do a Carnage review, so we went ahead and went on with it. So, again, WWC Cowboy Award winner this week is Gears and Tyler. So, congratulations to you two on sneaking up a Carnage card this week. Again, like I said, really good Anarchy pay-per-view. Really crappy Carnage show this week. Hopefully Wick and Nerd can get whatever mess was made cleaned up out of that this week. Another good, Anarchy side, another good show. Carnage side this week, I can't say anything about that. But half and half, good show this week on WWC. A lot of things to look forward to. A lot of things happen, Carnage attacks, and stuff like that. Again, congratulations to all the winners this week. Without you guys, there wouldn't be a WWC. So, congratulations to all the winners. Again, thank you, D-Rod, for giving me the opportunity to do this for WWC. Thank you to all the sponsors of the podcast. Good job to D-Rod and Donnie on Anarchy, and Wick and Nerd on Carnage for putting this together for us every week. Really good job on both shows. But I think that is it for WWC Weekend Review. Hopefully this week both shows bring it again. Hopefully Carnage, like I said, hopefully Carnage can rebound. Wick and Nerd's got a lot of cleaning up to do after this week. But we'll have to wait and see where that goes. We'll see what comes from the Anarchy pay-per-view this week. What happens from any of that. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. This is George Assassin again for another weekend review on WWC. I hope everyone has a great day/night wherever you may be. And I want to thank you for tuning in. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible, and I appreciate it very much. So this is Georgia Assassin signing off, and I will see you later.